Hey everyone, Ivy Gaming here, and today we're playing Dragonheir, Silent Gods. For today's video, we're going to take a look at all of the heroes that classify under the Radiant element. Alrighty, and it's time to continue the series. We are on to Radiant heroes. So we're going to do the same. We're going to start with the lower rarity and then go to the legendaries last. So I wanted to do a overview video for those of you that are interested in Dragonheir and want to get a deeper look at what all of the characters look like, what are their skills, how are things going to synergize, and I'm going to try my best to quickly show everything and quickly read through at least the brief statements of the skills so you guys can get an idea and start getting some fun team compositions in your head for the game and maybe decide who your favorite characters are going to be. I am going to have a video on all of the elements. This little clip will be inserted to all of them, so if you haven't already noticed, I do have one for each element. We do have fire, ice, necrotic, radiant, lightning, and poison. So if I haven't posted one of those videos yet, well, they should be coming after this, so stay tuned. And I think this is just a fun way for you guys to get a preview of the game and the visuals. The graphics are beautiful, and I mean, what's the most important part, right? What do these characters actually do? So Radiant pairs with Lightning, which when you have 3 or more of those within the team, you get an attack and defense increase by 20%. When you have 5 in the team, all 5, the whole team, increase Lightning and Radiant damage by 15%. So first up, we have this lovely lady. I realized I could make the stuff go away and just spin them. Oh my goodness, so pretty. Alright. She's a little bit of a reskin, a couple. Let's go through. This is a common hero, Imperial Warrior. Prayer of Life is her passive. Healing from the hero increased by 10%. Her battle skill, Healing Words, heals the ally with the lowest HP by 20% of the target's max HP. And her ultimate is Mass Healing. Heals allies within range by 20% of the target's max HP. So even though that sounds like it might be useful even in like desperate situations, you're probably never going to use her as a healer. Number one, it's based on the target's max HP, not her max HP. So if you have a squishy damage dealer with like no HP focus, you're probably not going to heal much. It's going to be even harder to keep them alive. Plus, we get a healer for free with our 14-day login, so she's not going to be used unless you're super desperate. We have House Guard. Simple. Nice look though. All of their art is just gorgeous, even the simple ones. Alright, his passive Secondary Protection has a 50% chance to gain a damage reduction status for 5 seconds when casting skills. His battle skill Light Orb deals radiant damage to an enemy. A Group Protection grants defense up 2 status to all allies within range for 10 seconds. On to our rares. We do have a few. Alright, we have Welby the Wanderer. We give him a spin. Alrighty, nice light. He's pretty handsome actually. Alright, Harmony brings wealth, passive skill. When gaining rally status, grants attack up 1 status to surrounding allies. Pay up now, battle skill. Fires a guiding bolt to an enemy, dealing radiance damage. Deals radiance damage to enemies within range. Casting rally. After casting the skill, the hero's recharge time will be reduced by 50%. Okay, so I guess that's what it means. Oh wait, here. There's a little bit better. Oh, okay, and a 50% chance to inflict vulnerability status for 10 seconds when he is ascended. We have Mulere, an Imperial Warrior. Strong Morale passive when gaining Rally status. Rally. what, Raleigh? What are we in North Carolina? Sorry, rally status. The hero gains attack up to status for 10 seconds. Severely slashes the enemy, dealing a radiance damage with his battle skill Wrath and his ultimate Ring of Faith. Let's see, leveled up here. Unleashes Ring Slash, dealing radiance damage to nearby enemies with a 75% chance of inflicting defense penalty 2 status for 10 seconds. Casting a Rally, and then deals additional radiance damage. So he does it. Oh, he's a big. Okay, the big version, yeah, is the big version. All right, big version, decreased defense. This is our Mulare, and we have Bellic. Simple dwarf, nice appearance. Sturdiness. Has a 40% chance to reduce the damage taken by 50% when taking damage. Mighty Hammer Strike. Battle skill. Hits an enemy with a warhammer, dealing radiance damage with a 40% chance of inflicting attack penalty 2 status for 5 seconds. His ultimate clan protection gains a defense up status and recovery over time for 5 seconds. So that is an increased defense and restore HP over time. And now on to our epics. Alright, we have a few here too. What was her name? Martina? Yes. When gaining rally status, the hero's recharge time will be reduced by 20%. Here's the better description of rally. Finally, Jesus. I was like, can they please put that on everybody? So, for all these rally status, some skills are enhanced when the hero releases them with rally. Enhanced. So it just... if they gain rally status, they have enhanced skills. Okay, very vague. Strange description, I don't know. Anyway, Sunburst Attack is the battle skill. Deals radiance damage to surrounding enemies. A critical hit is guaranteed if 2 or more enemies are hit, and the hero gains rally status for 10 seconds. Ultimate Divine Slash deals radiance damage to enemies within range and ignores 50% of the enemy's defense. Casting Rally. The skill has a guaranteed critical hit and a 100% chance to inflict a vulnerability status for 10 seconds. Vulnerability increases the damage taken by 30%, aka weaken for those of you that play Raid Shadow Legends. Super fun. So she sounds pretty good, actually. We've got a weaken and a guaranteed crit ultimate, which hits multiple enemies, as you can see on the board up there at the top of the grid. And same thing, the battle attack. So she doesn't need to be built with crit, so you can build her with a whole bunch of crit damage? No crit? A critical hit is guaranteed if 2 or more enemies are hit. So this would be if you're in a battle not against a boss. No crit. Alright, Kamari. Light Dragon Blood. Another fancy horse rider here. I like it. I like it. Very cool. Alright, in battle. Passive skill. As the battle starts, grants defense 2 status to allies on both sides of the hero for 10 seconds. True Courage. Battle skill. Charges toward the enemy with a 100% chance to knock up the target and deal radiance damage. And kills me every time. Mercy of Holy Light, ultimate. Resurrects. Oh, we have a reviver. Resurrects a recently dead ally. If there is no dead ally, restores 40% of the target's max HP for the ally with the lowest HP. And grants it defense up at 2 status for 10 seconds, which... okay, that's pretty good. Interesting. We got a single target reviver. I didn't even notice that yet. And we have another knight. Ooh, look at him. Shiny. This is Clovis, a Blacklight Knight. He has an aura, increases all allies' defense by 20% in all battles. Passive Persistence. Gain persistent status when enemies are in the vicinity. It says persistence, and then it says Sentinel here. Each stack increases defense by 20%. I'm just guessing that's what it does in general. Alright, Compelled Duel. Has a 100% chance to taunt the enemy for 5 seconds. The hero gains defense up 2 status for 10 seconds. Taunt launches a basic attack on the spellcaster automatically. So in this game, taunt is like provoke. Alright. Wait, was that one more skill? My bad. Valiant Charge is the ultimate. Charges toward an enemy, dealing radiance damage to them and extending their recharge time by 20%. Alright. Reduces recharge time of ultimate skills. So yeah, that's always good, but you will notice some bosses are immune to that sort of thing. But the taunt and like the depletion of turn meter equivalent of some games, I guess that would probably make him pretty decent in PvP at least. Alright, we have Gillian, Luminary Cleric. Let's give her a spin. She's definitely one of the familiar faces of this game. She hangs out at the campground too. Very pretty. Alright, Spare the Dying. Passive skill. When healing an ally of below 50% health, HP, the cleric grants it recovery over time status for 5 seconds. Heals the ally with the lowest HP by 15% of the target's max HP and grants it defense up 2 status for 10 seconds. That is the battle skill. And Luminous Domain, the ultimate. The cleric heals all allies by 10% of the target's max HP and reduces their recharge time by 20%. So it's like when that's an increased turn meter. Alright. Laurentiel. A fancy little deer here. Yep. Alright. Blurred Light. His passive Guidance of the Golden. When the hero is fully recharged, grants rally status to allies for 10 seconds. Forest Wind Assault is the battle skill. Fires a light orb dealing radiance damage to enemies within range with a 100% chance of inflicting them with defense penalty 2 status for 5 seconds. When an ally is rally casting spells, this skill becomes castable immediately. When an ally is under rally status casting skills, I don't know, words are hard. Light of the Shard, ultimate. Unleashes a domain when allies are rally casting spells. With the domain, reduces their recharge time by 20%. Casting rally. Grants critical rate up status to allies for 10 seconds. This whole rally thing has me a little bit confused. What's happening when exactly? Does this crit rate thing only happen when they're under rally, or does this happen I think it happens every time. Reduces the recharge times though. Interesting. There's a lot of different ways where people are gaining rally status, so it probably just doesn't have to be that person casting. Alright. Huberg. Icebreaker. Ooh. He looks really cool. He looks like he'd be an ice champion, right? I mean, icebreaker. It's fine. He's a breaker of the ice, though. He's the anti-ice. Arya's aura, critical hit chance aura, increases all allies' crit rate by 20% in dungeon battles. Leader's prestige passive. When allies are rally casting spells, gains rally status and attack up to status for 10 seconds. I really just do not worry about the 2 because I can never say this apparently. A battle skill, Watcher's Smite. Fires holy light orbs at the enemies which explode when they hit, dealing radiance damage to enemies within range. The hero has a 40% chance to gain rally status for 5 seconds. Warrior's Holy Light summons 3 arcane energy orbs from above to strike enemies within range, each orb dealing radiance damage. Each time this spell is cast, an additional 1 energy orb is summoned, up to 7 orbs. Casting Rally. The spell will be cast 1 additional time. That's the ultimate. Sounds pretty good. Interesting. Our final one is our 14-day login champion, Acelia Sunrose. Let's give her a proper spin. She's pretty. Yes. Alright. So this is why you don't really need to worry about too much healing in the game. She's actually very good. She's also a melee damage dealer. So she kind of can play tank at the same time, which I really like. At least so far in the stuff I've done, she doesn't seem to die. Divine, which is, I've done endgame stuff, not the early game. I've gone backward, guys. It's fine. Alright. Divine Favor. Passive skill. For each dispelled or resisted debuff, the hero's healing increases, stacking up to 10 times. Glory of Platinum. Battle skill. Grants defense up status to allies within range and heals them by 10% of the target's max HP for 5 seconds. So keep this in mind that this battle skill is only going to work by those standing around her, which means those melee champions, the ones in the back that are casters or other support units that are just hanging back, they're not going to get to take advantage of this skill. So plan accordingly when using her in a team composition. But don't worry, we have our ultimate. Dispels all debuffs from all allies, granting them debuff immunity status for 10 seconds. Then heals all allies by 3% max HP for 0.5 seconds. By 3% max HP every 0.5 seconds for 5 seconds. So at least her ultimate is going to keep healing everybody. And if the other people are hanging back, they probably don't need to be healed as often anyway. So far, honestly, I was using her in everything and she just didn't die. So I think she was really tanky and she was very helpful. She was the only healer I used until just recently building this lady that has glitched graphics right now. But she looks good in battle, don't worry. I'm sure they'll fix this. This is beta that I am playing, a beta type version that I'm on right now. But yeah, that does it for our Radiant characters. Thanks for watching, guys. I will have another, if you haven't already noticed. Again, those are all the rest of the series, and make sure you use my pre-registration link if you haven't already. Sub to the channel for future content, and I'll see you in the next video.